Just a week after the Banjul OIC summit, a young Gambian public speaker and author, Molami H. Al-Musaf Sow, launches his fourth book titled Africa, Not Africa. The book portrays African culture and the love Africans should have for Africa. This event held at the Sado Karaba Jaura Conference Center in Bijilo gathered school children, parents, and other respected dignitaries. Giving his speech through a video call convergence was a young Pan-Africanist, Osman Turri, who underscores the importance of the book Africa, Not Africa.
I believe it is great work from a young and brilliant Gambian scholar whose work have definitely inspired many in Africa. I want to believe that all of us, in one way or the other, have great means through which we could contribute in the advancement of Africa, but to equally control and form the narrative. Academic is one of those great means that we could use. And of course, literature is our greatest weapon to make that a possibility. So for all of you that are seated here today, this is a great opportunity that we come in and interact, but to equally find new ways to redefine the continent that we live in, but to equally explore grounds through which we can own the African narrative. Maud Lamin is definitely an inspiration and leading the way in this journey.
He also expresses delight of being invited in such an auspicious gathering as a guest speaker. Great Pan-Africanist, as described by many, Professor PLO Lumumba also spoke to audience on the significance of the book Africa, Not Africa. He states that Africa continues to emphasize differences instead of unity for a common goal.
The time is now for us to recognize that as a continent, our safety, security, and indeed our prosperity not only demands but requires that we begin to think as one. And each one of us has a duty to prospect and to ask what it is that we can do to make Africa great again. I say make Africa great again because history teaches us that there was a time when our continent was a positive contributor to the world. Of course, all of us know, courtesy of history, that we have suffered. Africans have been enslaved. And I dare say that slavery is still alive and well, albeit in different forms. It is equally true that our continent suffered and continues to suffer the pain of colonization. While colonization in its classical sense was blatant and obvious, the kind of colonization that we have today is neo-colonial. It manifests itself through the control of our affairs in the political arena. It manifests itself through the control of our economy. It manifests itself in many ways. And the time is now for us to wake up. On the occasion of the launch of your book, Africa, Not Africa, the message that must be sent clearly is that we have a duty to the continent, a duty to ensure that the continent behaves differently.
Professor Lumumba also stressed that the way forward for Africa is to think as one. The Secretary General of the Young Writers Association of the Gambia, Keba S. Juara, states that the Young Writers Association of the Gambia, under the leadership of Modlami H. Al-Musaf Sow, has impacted lives of many writers in the Gambia.
The Young Writers Association of the Gambia was established in 2012, of course, by the man for whom we are all present here, His Excellency Modulamin H. Al-Musaf Sow. I call him His Excellency because he is still the president of the Young Writers Association of the Gambia, an association that have impacted the lives of several young people, including myself. I see myself very honored to have this association because it is through this association today I can safely say I am an author of 3 different books and so many in the pipeline.
Deputy CEO of OIC Gambia, Esa Bokar C. and Ibrahim Heseka were both speakers at the book launch. Both speakers urged young Africans to install the love for Africa in their hearts. Despite the success of the event, the author, Mr. So, laments on the difficulties he faces in this journey.
This program would not have happened because from yesterday to today, most of you will be so shocked that why will the author of this very beautiful book launch be dressed like this? And believe me, this was the dress I wore since last night, those who saw me. So I have been here. I went home once and I came back. I've been here throughout because what happened is that there were some scrupulous people who has tried to jeopardize the event. The venue wasn't completely paid. And all means possible, everything was done to make sure that this occasion was stopped from happening. But with the prayers of my dad and good people, with the help of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, under Permanent Secretary both Ibrahim Sisaho and Louis Moses Mendy, with the help of Dr. Ismail Sise, Momodou Sabali, with the help of Uncle Bukashi, who left, and few other names I might not have mentioned. It's because of them we are in this hall. So therefore, I would like you to thank them, as I also thank my sponsors, especially Official Gambia Limited, Yaram Arts. I want to thank the Kunta Kinte Foundation, and I also want to thank the Office of the First Lady, GAJ Vision Development Foundation, the PLO chapter in the Gambia Revenue Authority. In fact, when I was so shocked and traumatized last night, I was desperately in a condition that was so funny because having sold tickets and having invited the likes of PLO to be one of my keynote speakers, to cancel the event wasn't the answer. So during that process, I look around, everywhere, and I had to talk to few friends and family members. Those who were able to gather what they had, we put it in the book launch. And one of them came rapidly, today trying to jeopardize the event by even sending a message in my organizing committee group. So I don't want to mention names. I'm not very good at talking. I talk when I'm writing. And that is why I want to tell you what inspired me to write the book, Africa, not Africa. I've traveled to 15 different countries across Africa. When I was a student, actually, I heard about Ghana Empire, Mali Empire, Songhai Empire. I've never been there. Part of my work with the African Union, I was redeployed to a foreign country different from my country of origin. So therefore, I resided in Mali. I was in Bamako, Hamdallah, precisely. And then I had the chance to visit Timbuktu, Gao, and I went to other neighboring villages and places within Mali. And I had the chance to realize that Islam was brought to Africa by Mansa Musa, and it was spread across the Black African continent. Can I just say West Africa precisely, by Mansa Musa. And that Mansa Musa, history has recorded him as the richest human being on earth. But why is Africa poor and why is Mali poor? I leave you to answer that question.
It is worth knowing that Mr. Sow has won several awards, which includes the 2022 African Literature Award. Reporting for Fine TV Gambia, Ibrahim Mbaye.